What's up, Throttlers? I'm Aristotle Full Throttle.
And I'm Bad Panda.
And today we're going to talk about Arrival.
I have some things to say about this movie that probably are going to differ from what everyone else is saying about this movie.
You're in SAG, so you got the screener for Arrival. It's been nominated for Golden Globes. It might likely be nominated for an Oscar.
Probably Best Picture.
Best nomination for Best Picture. And it's obviously nominated for the SAG Awards. So what did you think about Arrival?
I was on board with it for the first half of it, because I like Amy Adams a lot. I actually think she's a really good Lois Lane. I actually really like her Lois Lane in Man of Steel, not so much in the second one. But I was on board with it because I was like, oh, this is like watching a Lois Lane spin-off movie.
Okay.
I was really liking the very personal approach to it, where the camera stays very focused on her and is focused on her face and her acting. And this is very much an actor's movie.
Yes.
That's why it's sweeping all the SAG nominations. As it goes on, it gets more and more deeper into the story, and that's where I think the script starts to fall apart. Here's the one thing about this new genre of so-called intelligent science fiction, is that we're now seeing a response to all of the Marvel stuff, all the silly superhero stuff. There's this new emergent genre of sci-fi that wants to cater to a more cerebral crowd. From what I can tell, this genre has one thing in common with Contact and Interstellar.
Yeah, it's very much...
They have this habit of wanting to blow your mind so much that they kind of try too hard.
I personally like the movie a lot. I think that it's been a while since we've seen sci-fi that does kind of move along and bring you from point to point in the story, that instead of sort of just washing over you, just throwing everything at you. I like that each scene revealed more about something that we're interested in learning. So it's very much, like you said, very much an actor's movie. The camera's on people's faces so much of the time, so it's a lot of reactions,
Right.
a lot of trying to understand the situation they're in. For me, it was a nice change of pace from the action movie, from the superhero movie. It kind of reminded me a little bit, just structurally, like Ex Machina from 2015.
Yeah.
And
there was another one that I think was also kind of in that intelligent sci-fi genre, where it feels the need to really make you think.
yeah.
And I think the story becomes a little bit convoluted.
I mean, it's also like on one side of the glass. It's like, there's the thing being studied on one side of the glass and the humans on the other side of the glass, and there's all these different illusions and symbolism you can associate with that.
I really, really want to try and avoid spoiling the reason that the aliens came to Earth for the viewers. So I'm going to try and compare it. I had a lot of comparisons drawn to a movie called Sphere. Now, I don't know if anyone's ever seen this one. It's a 1997 Michael Crichton film with Dustin Hoffman. And structurally, it's very, very similar. It's they discover an alien spaceship, and they go down to the bottom of the ocean and try to learn from it. And it's the same. It follows the very, very similar beats of trying to decipher and communicate.
That's true.
But then the movie reaches the third act, where it reveals what this alien sphere is, and then it just instantly makes you go, that's silly. That's silly. That's just a little bit much.
Yeah.
And like a house of cards, everything before that just falls apart. And that's just how I feel about the reveal of the alien's intention in Arrival. Was I just went, what? That sounds like something out of a Doctor Who script.
It's a little bit of a curveball. I mean, it's a big curveball.
It's a big curveball. Yeah.
But I was satisfied with it. I didn't think it was the greatest thing ever. I know that there's a lot of people that think it was like the most mind-blowing thing ever, and I was just like, oh, that's cool. They sort of took I want to use some figurative language that might allude to what they do. They sort of blindside you.
It's hard to talk about a story point without actually saying what that story point is.
Yeah,
isn't it?
it's very.
Well,
It's a twist.
it's one of these things that's going to divide people in the long run, I think, because a lot of people hated Contact because of when you finally see the alien and it's her father. And a lot of people just hated that ending so much that they forgot that the first 2 hours were so solid. And maybe that's just my reaction too.
Right.
I probably should watch it again.
See, I did read the book Contact, Carl Sagan book Contact, and saw the movie. And the book does a better job at the ending than Robert Zemeckis did with Contact. Contact had that. It did feel sort of like this tacked on, super quickly.
Yeah, very,
done
very wrapped up. Okay,
with a bow.
back to Earth with you.
But in the book, they really do delve into. It's not only she who goes through the machine in Contact. I don't know if you remember, she gets dropped and she goes into sort of this parallel dimension, or this wormhole. And
they should have sent a poet.
They did. In the book, they send all different kinds of people. They send like a biologist.
Oh, so they did send a poet. Oh, good.
Yeah, they send like 12 people actually, or something. I can't quite remember the number, but the same thing happens to all of them. They report that something happened, and then they come back, and there's no evidence of it. But they actually had a shared experience, so it's.
Why didn't they do that?
Yeah,
better.
It would have been better.
Also, the interesting thing about Arrival was also Jeremy Renner's character. Just, I've never seen a character do less in a movie.
He was kind of useless. I did think about that. I did do a review, which you guys can check out on my channel. Check out the description below. But his character was just kind of there, like, "Hey guys, I'm here."
It looked like he was sitting at Crafty, just sort of like hanging out.
Yeah. Shows up.
Are you shooting me right now? Am I on the set? Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Amy Adams, you doing all the work over there? I'm right here, just in case you need me. I do math. I'm a mathematician. All right, I'm gonna be over here while you do all the heavy lifting.
I'll say hi to Joss Whedon for you.
Yeah, Jeremy Renner. He's like, I'm gonna go shoot some arrows. I'm gonna go show up for a little bit in Captain America: Civil War. I'll be back.
Seriously, the guy did more in his one scene in Thor 1 than he did in this movie.
That's true. That's true. He was hanging out in that little catwalk in the first Thor. Well, those are thoughts on Arrival. So, what do you guys think? Do you think it's going to be nominated for Best Picture? And if so, will it deserve that? If you saw it, let me know in the comments below. If you want to see it, let me know in the comments below. Definitely subscribe to this channel and share this video with your friends. And remember, if you're on a mobile device, you can click these little boxes and subscribe to the channel and do all these things that these boxes say. So I'm Aristotle Full Throttle.
I'm Bad Panda.
And we'll see you later.